Swim, swim. BTS, woo! BTS has won Artist of the Year. So you guys know, yesterday there was AMA Awards. For those of you guys who don't know, it's sort of a music award, similar to Grammys. And the candidates were BTS, Bad Bunny, Bruno Mars, Justin Bieber, Harry Styles, Kendrick Lamar, Lady Gaga, Sabrina Carpenter, and BTS won. Yes, this is not the only awards they won. They won other ones. I'll show them as we go. But this is very, very proud achievement. You know, okay, being honest, at this point, don't you guys sometimes feel like it's too obvious that BTS wins? I have gotten to the point where I feel like when BTS wins, it's like, I'm not saying I'm trying to put down their work, but like, who else is gonna get the award, you know? But at the same time, the reason why I feel like this is so high meaning is because this is still Western award. This is American Western award. You guys are aware there's different kind of music awards out there, right? And I personally have talked about Grammys and how I feel like it'll be a while until we get a lot of and more K-pop winning Grammys. Well, AMA, the difference between AMA and Grammys is that AMA is more fan-based and Grammys is more so critics-based. What does that mean? What does that mean that it's very obvious that BTS dominate AMA awards, but not yet Grammys? It just means that the audience, the fans and the regular audience is already moved. We already moved to BTS. Globally, they're already number one, in my opinion. But the critics, you know how critics are a little bit more conservative within the music field? And it also reflects different things such as the American politics and other things. And not to mention, there probably is some form of nationalism where they favor the domestic music a little bit more than international music. So due to a lot of different reasons, I feel like Grammys, it's not surprising that it's going to be a long time until we see more and more international artists being recognized there. But AMA can't really stop us. That's why I personally like AMA a little bit more. Not just because, I swear, it's not just because they gave BTS the award, but I just personally feel like music is not, as you know, I also do music. You guys know that. I don't really like this idea where people try to make music sort of this prestige thing. Like, oh, only the selected people could really understand the meaning of the song. I don't like that idea. I feel like music is public art, meaning the regular people who aren't necessarily musicians should be able to enjoy it, vibe with it. And that's why I feel like when it comes to music, I personally value popularity and fans way higher. Different musicians, not all musicians think like I do. There are some musicians who find music closer to art. And when it comes to art, you know how sometimes artists could view things that non-artists can't? Which I don't think that's wrong. But at the same time, I just emphasize the fan part a little bit more heavier. So anyway, let's take a look through. And here's the thing, guys. The lineup is not even easy lineup. Do you guys agree? It's not even a free win kind of thing. Look, it's Bad Bunny and Bruno Mars and Harry Styles, Justin Bieber. They're literally world star. But I think, okay, if anything, I feel like some of these artists might have a little more traffic. More people might know them. But I think what makes the big difference is how many people would count BTS as their favorite artist and how many people would count Bruno Mars as their favorite artist. I think that number one spot in your heart, I think that's what makes a very difference. In terms of population, I feel like it won't be surprising if more people listen to Bruno Mars. And then new artist of the year was Cat's Eye. Well, okay, I'll still mention Cat's Eye even though Cat's Eye is not technically K-pop. I personally felt Olivia Dean or Leon Thomas also has some chance, but I think it's nice that Cat's Eye won this. They're also part of Hive, and I know some of you guys don't like Cat's Eye. Okay. I'm not their fan, but I still think they're making a very big movement in the music field. So just because I don't listen to their music, I don't necessarily want to say I hate on them. I think they're very nice. Yeah. Album of the year, Sabrina Carpenter. I actually agree with this. Do you guys agree? This one is very high impact in the American field. Yes. Oh, right. I don't know if you guys already saw the list. We'll see as we go. K-pop Demon Hunters won bunch of the awards. I think 3? And how do you guys feel about K-pop Demon Hunters? Some people say, it's overplayed, I don't like it. And I understand why some people might not like it, but I just want to comment about it a little bit. I don't know which groups you guys are fan of, but I personally feel it's really good songs like Golden or K-pop Demon Hunter is doing well. Because you know why? Because they're not specifically tied to any certain group. And as a result, the fact that K-pop Demon Hunter is doing good, it raises the market for overall K-pop. It benefits other groups too. And it allows people who weren't into K-pop to sort of get into K-pop. So I understand that you might not like them particularly, but I think ultimately they benefit each other. And here's the thing, Golden is good song. It's just that some of you guys might feel like it's overplayed. I think the song is genuinely good. It's not surprising that it's winning all these awards. But personally, I have listened to Mutt a little more. That's just my personal. And collaboration of the year, Pink Panthers. I like her songs a lot too. Chanel, I think that one definitely did good. Oh, best music video, Gnarly? Okay. Again, I'm not trying to hate on Cat's Eye. Personally, I feel like best music video of the year should have been BTS 2.0. But that's just my preference. I just particularly like that music video way more. I don't know how you guys feel. And there's obviously other music video, but they weren't in the candidates. They weren't in the nominees. So I understand. Or if we expand a little bit further, I want to put Asai, but Asai probably wasn't in the spectrum. Yes. I don't know exactly what year this is. I think this is 2025, I believe. I don't exactly know what range they captured. And best soundtrack K-pop Demon Hunter. This is without doubt. Do you guys agree? 100%. What else is going to win? And best vocal performance, Golden. Oh, that's good. I mean, I personally think EJ, I think she's a very good singer. And song of the summer, Swim. Yes, I agree. If I were to pick my personal favorite though, what is your personal favorite song from Arirang album, guys? I'm Team Hooligan. Hooligan. I personally listen to Hooligan and maybe 2.0. Yeah. And Body to Body. Those are the ones I like a little more. Oh, Animals. Oh, I like Animals, yeah. But I think Swim has that iconicness. Oh, Aliens. Right. Aliens. I like Aliens too. Best male pop artist, Justin Bieber. Makes sense. Female, Sabrina Carpenter. That also makes sense. Breakthrough pop artist is Cat's Eye. This, I personally agree. You know, I think Cat's Eye has made way more success than anyone else could have expected. So I think this is very great. Best pop song, Golden? I'm very surprised. Golden won so much. And that means people have voted for Golden a lot. I think the reason why Golden won so many is also the fact that it appealed to wide audience. Wide audience as in wide age range. So I don't know what age you guys are in, but kids love K-pop Demon Hunters. They love Golden. And you know who also love Golden? It's the way older audience. It appeals not just to people in 20s, people in 30s, but also to all audience. And that's probably why it does very well. And in that sense, I think it serves the role of a pop music. True pop music should appeal to all ages, not just teens, not just 20s. Best pop album, Sabrina Carpenter. Nice. Oh, I think there was a K-pop category from what I know. Oh, right. Best male K-pop artist. For this one, okay, without doubt, BTS has to win. And I don't know if this is gonna sound offensive, but when BTS planned to make a comeback after their long break, being honest, whatever music they would have brought, it would have wiped the awards anyway. So I personally feel like you might feel like sometimes as a fan of Stray Kids or as a fan of other groups here, you might feel like BTS always takes all the awards. But you have to know this, guys. I know you might feel a little bit salty that BTS is winning everything, but at the same time, if BTS wasn't there, the other groups might have not prevailed as much as this. So I personally think I understand, but at the same time, we should be happy BTS is there. But anyway, ATEEZ, NIFN, Stray Kids, TXT. Okay, without BTS, think of BTS as next level. Who would you have picked from the other four? Best male K-pop artist. In terms of 2025, a lot of people are saying Stray Kids. Personally, I would have voted for NIFN. You know, I love Stray Kids too. I love ATs. I love TXT. But I personally feel like ENHYPEN's move in 2025, their comeback was very good. Their albums were very good. I'm not saying Stray Kids wasn't good. And also, ENHYPEN recently have been going through a lot of different things. So I personally want to give them the award because that might have been the last 7. You get what I mean. So I personally would have gave ENHYPEN the award. Sorry, I'm not trying to make it sad because Stray Kids, you know, we could have more and more. And I'm not saying ENHYPEN won't, but yes, you get the idea. And best female K-pop artist, Twice actually won this. And I thought about this for a little bit because I told myself, is Twice? Is it really? And then I thought, well, there is also a legacy. And I think even if they weren't having the biggest comeback, I feel like they still deserve it. Yes. You could tell when certain group is a superstar, whenever they do anything, it causes some kind of a sensation. So, okay, this sounds weird, but you know how Twice had that Victoria's Secret model? And the influence that it had, I personally feel like it wasn't just because it's Victoria's Secret. Obviously, it's not. It kind of proves that how many Twice fans and how much influence the group has. Okay, and there's aespa, Blackpink, Eyelid, LE SSERAFIM. Who would you guys have picked for your best female K-pop artist? This one, I don't know if you guys would agree. I actually would have picked Eyelid. I think Blackpink also deserves, but personally, Eyelid. They're just in my playlist way more. And okay, for best male K-pop artist or rising one, I also feel like maybe they haven't been reflected yet. Cortis has to go here. Cortis has to win something at this year's award ceremony. Do you guys agree? In 2026, when they do some kind of awards, Cortis has to win. They have to. But I'll look forward for that. I'll be very happy when they do. And Afrobeat, Tyla, yes. Nice. So again, very proud of BTS. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of BTS lives. There has been a lot of clips as well as a live video. And it's honestly hilarious. I don't know why. You know, have I told you guys the reason why I became ARMY? I like the music, but when I like music of certain artists, I sometimes stay as only music fan. But then the reason why I started personally liking them is cause, guys, they're hilarious. I'm not even joking. I'm not even kidding. When they talk, especially when they do live with each other, I think the last time they did live, there was RM, Jimin, J-Hope, and V. Yes, that particular live was so hilarious. I genuinely think it's the humor that got me into them. Can you show us some clips? I could, but you know what the issue is? They do live in Korean, and I kind of feel sorry that some of you guys can't directly understand their jokes. Guys, they're hilarious in Korean. I don't know how well the translation goes. I feel bad, because if you're watching the lives, I don't know if you'll be able to get the exact context, because so many things, you know, especially when it comes to joke, you know how it's hard to translate a joke. So, oh, another thing, this is not a funny thing, but they were talking about the military story, and RM was talking about how, so you know how BTS just came back from the army? Well, it's been a little bit, but while RM was in the military, he was hanging out with one of the military members, and he gave his card saying, oh, you could go buy some snacks with your friends. But then they took RM's card, and the other barrack, I don't know exactly what to call it. I don't know English term for these. I know the Korean term. They took RM's card and apparently spent $2,000? $1,500 at the local convenience store. And apparently they bought not only the snacks, but also like sunscreen, lotion, and like massage pack for his mom. So apparently the convenience store machine broke because no one has spent that much money and the receipts won't stop. And obviously it became a whole thing. And the general came in and said, what's going on? So RM said, oh, I just told them to go buy some snacks, and you know they did this. So RM apparently got a little mad and got the boys and said, I told you to get a snack. I didn't tell you to buy the entire convenience store. And I actually saw the story, and guys, just because RM is RM and just because BTS is a celebrity and they have a lot of money, that doesn't mean their money means nothing. I personally feel like, and a lot of Korean people said the same thing. They crossed the line when they said that. In first place, guys, I wouldn't spend someone else's money, even if it's BTS. That's just me. Because, you know, it's just not my money. And what I thought was funny is this is one of the comments in the video. You guys know mic drop? There's a line in the song that goes like, I do the 효도 that you didn't get to do. Basically, I get to do well to your parents that you didn't get to do. And people are writing that lyrics in the comment section saying how these guys were buying the sunscreen for his mom. And that's basically BTS lyrics as where they took the RM's card and used it to serve their mother. But anyway. So at the same time, I don't want you guys to just hate these guys for spending RM's card, because the guys in Korean military, they're barely out of high school. They're kids. You know, people go to military really early. They're not even someone who had any jobs. Some of them, they barely started getting their license. And I know they should have known better, but I also feel like we shouldn't point fingers too much at them. They weren't there because they wanted to. The country forced them to go there, you know, right after high school. So I don't want you guys to hate on them too much, because yeah, military is like prison. You know, like military drives people crazy. So yeah. And also it might have been like this. You know how you might think, oh, I'm just gonna get, you know, $20 snack. That won't be too crazy. But then when it comes to multiple people, then it adds up to super big. So I don't want you guys to necessarily just be like, they're all garbage. So yeah. Always have to be thankful to the military serving people. But anyway, again, woo! BTS winning. I'm very happy. Nice. Yeah, exactly. They're still kids. They're like 19, 20. I'm telling you. Oh, okay. Adding on a little more. BTS went a little bit later because they had other works to do, but generally people go in the early 20s and late teens, so you guys get the idea. Yeah. And there's also probably a big maturity level difference between RM and the kids there. So RM probably, or not just RM, but other members probably struggled, because imagine sleeping in the same room with a bunch of teenage, like 20-year-old boys when you're like 30 something. You know, so he probably thought like people in 30s, like they would know like common sense, but how many times would he really get to hang out with 20-year-olds and 19-year-olds? And you guys get the idea. Yo, when are you going to the military? Well, I have a damaged spine. Number one, I have a damaged spine. Number two, I have a green card in America, so I legally don't have to go. Really. So due to multiple reasons, I don't have to go to Korean military. But as a result, I can't live in Korea. But again, thank you to people who are serving in the military. Thank you for BTS for serving in the Korean military.